Have Boruto and Kawaki become too strong? This is something that I've been thinking about lately ever since the end of Boruto chapter 77, ever since Kawaki sealed away Naruto. And now that Kawaki wants to eliminate all of the Otsutsukis, knowing that Boruto and Kawaki are basically pure Otsutsukis at this point in the story, I wanted to discuss in today's video about just the overall power with Boruto and Kawaki. The Boruto series continuing from Shippuden has established that the Otsutsukis are the strongest characters within the series, and with the introduction of scientific ninja tools and other genetic advantages, it's pretty clear that becoming an Otsutsuki or having power similar to it will allow you to become one of the strongest in the series. The 4th Great Ninja War really showed this jump in power, especially once we got to Ten Tails Madara, who essentially was tapping into Hagoromo's powers, with him becoming the Sage of Six Paths, with Naruto and Sasuke getting access to Six Paths powers. And ever since Kaguya was shown into the series, Boruto has only explored the Otsutsuki clan and its power. And with the two main characters of the Boruto series becoming Otsutsuki, it's pretty apparent that the overall power of the series has been rising tremendously. Now when it comes to Boruto, man, I've seen a lot of criticism and just discussion overall on just how strong Boruto and Kawaki have become. Now me personally, I don't really have a problem with it, considering that since Boruto is a continuation of Naruto and Sasuke are still alive in the story. Now of course Naruto has been sealed away and Sasuke is somewhere off beating his dick. But with that being said, once the Boruto series started serializing in the anime and manga, Naruto and Sasuke were in their absolute primes when it comes to their power. They've become a lot stronger and they got to the point where they can fight Otsutsuki beyond Kaguya's powers. People like Kinshiki, Momoshiki, Jigen, and Ishiki, we've seen just how strong Naruto and Sasuke have become post-war arc. It even got to the point where Naruto even unlocked the Baryon mode transformation to fight Ishiki. Having the two previous main characters in Boruto fight the strongest characters in the series, it's pretty obvious that Boruto and Kawaki were going to reach that power level. However, ever since Boruto and Kawaki got their new power-ups, with Boruto getting the true essence form of karma and Kawaki getting his karma seal back with Ishiki's dojutsu, it has me thinking just how strong Boruto and Kawaki will become. It's a question that I've been thinking a lot ever since the last chapter, and with Kawaki wanting to kill all of the Otsutsuki that exist right now in the story, that also includes Shibai Otsutsuki. Shibai Otsutsuki was introduced in Boruto chapter 75, and with him consuming so many chakra fruits over so many millennia, he's ascended to a higher dimension. And with Kawaki making this goal of eliminating all of the Otsutsuki, I don't think he just wants to kill all the Otsutsuki currently on this world, but in the entire universe, which means that Kawaki may want to pursue a chakra fruits for himself. And we know that Code wants to get back on Ishiki's death for the people who killed Ishiki, such as Naruto, Sasuke, Amado, and feed Boruto or Kawaki to the Ten Tails to harvest the chakra fruits. This creates a pretty clear dilemma on who wants to become stronger. See, the Boruto series, at least thematically, has established that power is necessary in order to progress further into the story. Unlike with many of the villains in Naruto who have a deep and philosophical way of thinking, a lot of the Boruto villains have sort of a basic goal, which by no means is bad, and having power being part of their main character, essentially trying to gain more power, especially by consuming more chakra fruits or having advantages such as scientific ninja tools with the likes of Delta and the rest of the car organization, it's become pretty obvious that you need power in order to survive. There's a reason why in the time skip we only see Boruto and Kawaki in that flash forward scene, meaning that whatever happens now until the flash forward scene, Boruto and Kawaki will become the strongest characters in the series, meaning that Ada, Damon, and Code will be surpassed by the likes of Boruto and Kawaki, even though currently in the story, Boruto and Kawaki are below them in terms of power, especially with Damon. And with this going on currently in the story, it just has me thinking, how the hell would the new gen keep up? It's been something that's always been on the back of my mind, especially with the Boruto anime trying to push the new gen together, even though the manga completely pushes this narrative away. If you've noticed in the latest Boruto opening, even though it won't happen, you do see the new gen squaring up against Damon, Ada, and Code, and not just Boruto and Kawaki. The only people that really do fight these villains are Boruto and Kawaki. Not even Sarada, Mitsuki, Sumire, they don't really play a role when it comes to battling these villains. This narrative is going to change very soon in the manga, as we know that Sarada and Sumire were tasked to essentially kill Ada if the opportunity presents itself, since they resist her visibility, and we know that Mitsuki will tap into his Sage mode when Boruto saw a glimpse of the future by using Momoshiki's Byakugan. I've always really thought about it, man. It's just like, how the hell would the rest of the new gen keep keep up. Boruto and Kawaki have reached a level where nobody in the village can really touch them, excluding Ada, Damon, and potentially Code, of course. And while yes, they are the main characters and we know that they're going to be the last two characters standing in the future, I want to see more of the other characters fight. I think the approach of having Sarada and Sumire resist Ada's love ability is a perfect first step by allowing a character like Sumire, who hasn't really gotten a lot of shine ever since the beginning of the Boruto anime. I'm actually glad that Kishimoto is trying to implement these characters, and even with Sarada and Mitsuki, despite them being main characters of the story, they have not played a role in the story for a while now. And now that we know that Sarada has the ability to fight Ada, even though on paper it looks pretty one-sided, and knowing that Mitsuki will eventually tap into his stage move to fight potentially Kawaki or Borushiki, does have a lot of setup in the future of this manga. And let's not forget about Team 10. We actually might see them fight again in the manga, since we also do know that when Boruto saw the future via Momoshiki's Byakugan, not only did we see Mitsuki tap into his Sage mode, but we saw Team 10 fighting as well, meaning that eventually we will see the rest of the cast fighting. Now, unlike the anime, the manga has a pretty small cast. However, now that Naruto's been removed, you're going to need to implement more characters within the plot. And with Konoha missing their Hokage, there needs to be a replacement. I've already talked about that in a previous video, and the new gen needs to step up. When looking at Naruto Part 1 especially, a lot of the old gen in Part 1 played a pretty pivotal role. Asuma, Kurenai, Kakashi, Gai, Jiraiya, Tsunade, a lot of the older members of the cast did play a pivotal role. And I mean, when looking at Part 1 of Boruto, Naruto and Sasuke have been in plenty of fights to begin with. I mean, the narrative of Naruto and Sasuke carrying Boruto is still pretty prevalent in today's story, which is kind of odd considering that Naruto really hasn't done anything ever since the Baryon mode fight. He's literally written out of the story. Sasuke's been nerfed with his Rinnegan, but for a majority of the series before they were nerfed, a lot of the fights that Naruto and Sasuke have taken place in is because of Boruto and Kawaki's actions. Hell, Naruto tapping into the Baryon mode transformation is because he wants to protect Kawaki and make sure that Ishiki doesn't give Kawaki the Karma Seal. And now in the series, Code wants to feed Boruto to the Ten Tails, and he wants to destroy everything that Kawaki ever had. There's a lot of implications in the story for Boruto and Kawaki to essentially take over the manga, and I mean, they've been doing it for a while now. And even before they were the head honchos, being the strongest characters in the Leaf Village currently, prior to Naruto and Sasuke being nerfed, even when Naruto and Sasuke were 1 and 2 in the Leaf Village, Boruto and Kawaki still pushed the plot plenty, and it's because of them Naruto and Sasuke were fighting to begin with. Now that Naruto has been written out of the story, now that Sasuke is somewhere doing whatever, at this point the Leaf Village is going to have to rely on Boruto and Kawaki's power, and now that Kawaki wants to hunt down Boruto, killing all of the Otsutsuki, we have to see more of the new gen. And while it is the Boruto and Kawaki show, mostly with Kawaki so far, we're going to have to see more of Boruto's powers for the story to progress, because let's be honest here, if Boruto doesn't fight back against Kawaki, he's going to die and the story will end right there. Of course, Momoshiki will step in, we'll see some stuff like that. I've already talked about this upcoming battle between Boruto and Kawaki in past videos, but while Boruto we know he's going to become very strong, Kawaki has progressed way further than Boruto when it comes to his character and his powers. Unlike with Kawaki, Boruto's still an open book. Ever since he did become 100% Otsutsuki after the battle against Code, he did state that he can channel Momoshiki's powers better now. With that being said, I really hope that Boruto has a deeper bag of abilities and not just, oh, stronger, faster taijutsu, because that'd be a disappointment in my honest opinion. And I mean, when it comes to Boruto's power, there's so many possibilities that this story can go down. I've mentioned that Boruto could go rogue, he can possibly dimension hop if Kawaki, Ada, and Damon were trying to hunt him down, since I mean, looking at it on paper, he doesn't really have the powers to fight all three. But with that being said, it's just like the overall power of the series is going to rise even dramatically as the series progresses, and I mean, this is just the beginning. And like I said before, I'm wondering how the rest of the new gen will be able to participate, and not just Team 10 and Sarada and Mitsuki, but also the rest of the cast. Characters like Denki, Tsubaki, Hoki, like characters like that. I really want to see these other characters at least exist in the manga, and that's always been, I guess, my problem with these series when it comes to the anime and manga. The anime wants to push the new gen so badly, such as fighting together. I mean, we see it in the new opening, but we know in the Code arc, it's just the Boruto and Kawaki show. Now, of course, that narrative will change once we see Sarada, Sumire, and Mitsuki fight, and with Code who wants to launch an attack on the Leaf Village. With that 10-tail Claw Grime army, there's apparently over 1,000 Claw Grimes that Code has that he will eventually use when he attacks the Leaf Village. We need to see more of the new gen fight. Once we do get to the time skip, it will just be Boruto and Kawaki. When looking at the flash forward scene, before they even power up, it is implied that they were fighting. They already have battle scars and damage village on their face and the village is already destroyed, implying that they had essentially destroyed the village in their base form. Like, we don't know how the village gets destroyed. Maybe that fight begins when the village already is destroyed, but I imagine with their overall power as the series progresses, they're going to become universal plus destroyers at this point. When you actually look at something like the Boruto movie novelization, which I do question if it's canon or not, Momoshiki's literally absorbing stars and other universes. Same thing with Kaguya in the manga. She can make her own universe with the expanding truth-seeking orb. So that being said, the overall power of Boruto and Kawaki is only going to dramatically rise, and even though Boruto is getting stronger, so is Kawaki. We see that he accessed the 5th triangle in Ishiki's dojutsu. I am praying that we get some more unique abilities from these two characters. I really don't want more rinse and repeat abilities from the two main characters of the series, because in battle it does get a bit predictable and boring, knowing that Ikimoto can kind of get reliant on the absorption of karma. And while I definitely do think it's a unique ability, I'm hoping we do get more abilities out of Boruto and Kawaki. I hope it isn't just punch kick absorption. I'm hoping we get more drastic powers, because these are Otsutsuki after all. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. Do you think Boruto and Kawaki have become too strong in the series right now? In my opinion, I think it's up to interpretation. I personally do not think so, considering that with Naruto and Sasuke being the strongest in the series heading into the Boruto series, it was pretty obvious that you had to bring up Boruto and Kawaki up to that level. Now, when you actually think about it, even though Naruto and Sasuke got nerfed, the overall power level of the series only increased tremendously. I mean, Naruto and Sasuke got destroyed by Jigen, and even though they both lost their powers, they immediately introduced characters that were even stronger than Jigen with Ada, Damon, and Code. And I mean, with Shibai being introduced, it's pretty obvious that the series is only going to get stronger, to the point where, hell, maybe Boruto or Kawaki become an Otsutsuki god or ascend to like how Shibai did. Let me know how you guys feel about all of that in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.